5 on Your Side at 10 starts now.
Drought deepens. Why the rain chances over the next several days aren't likely to make much of an impact on the overall dry conditions.
Tonight, the Jewish Federation gets a federal security boost.
It really sends an important signal to the Jewish community that our safety and security matters.
The plans for safety ahead of the high holy days. Our top story, funds from FEMA aiming to accelerate tornado debris removal.
We are confident that we're going to be able to move much more quickly.
Why tornado-torn neighborhoods are saying it's about time.
It's getting to a point where it's almost too late.
4 months after an EF3 tornado devastated parts of St. Louis, federal funding is on the way to help with recovery. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike Bush is off tonight. Today, St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer celebrated the long-awaited announcement during a news conference at City Hall. The mayor says the Federal Emergency Management Agency will spend at least $180 million to help remove tornado-related debris throughout the city. New tonight, tornado survivors in North City tell 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend it's long overdue.
Right after the May 16th tornado tore through North St. Louis, Diane First says church groups, volunteers, and Good Samaritans descended on her neighborhood. She says they removed the big mess in her front yard and in front of her home on Aldine Street.
And they picked up everything. We cleaned it all. We did it all.
But behind her home,
how long does this look like this?
4 months.
She says for 4 months, these piles and piles of storm-related debris in her alley have not been picked up, and they keep piling up.
And it's sad because no one's really addressing the mindset of the children looking at this every day. And there's no reason why a city crew couldn't have been in to pick that up.
A few blocks away on West Maffitt,
it's dirty back here, rats back here, roaches.
A frustrated Fest Edwards is also fed up with seeing critters crawl around the tornado debris in his alley.
We can't live like this. This is disgusting.
Now, months after the tornado,
This is an enormous win for our community.
Amid lots of cheers and applause, Mayor Kara Spencer announced FEMA will shell out millions to help hire local contractors to clear out piles of tornado debris in the city. Spencer says the money will help people impacted by the storm cover up to 75% of the cost of debris removal from their personal properties. What's more, FEMA is sending $63 million right away.
We are confident that we're going to be able to move much more quickly than we have been.
So at this point, no official date has been set when neighbors will actually start seeing crews pick up this storm-related debris. One thing is certain, people who live out here just want this mess gone for good. 70-year-old Diane First has run out of patience.
I have yet to see anything except the case is open. So we'll see.
Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
And Mayor Spencer says right now she doesn't know how long the cleanup effort will take. Here's a live look over downtown St. Louis, where city leaders are putting plans in place in case of a National Guard deployment. During that same news conference today, Mayor Spencer made it clear today that she doesn't believe the National Guard is needed to help fight crime in St. Louis. This is in response to President Trump's comments about, quote, saving St. Louis and his crackdown on crime across the country. She pointed to lower crime rates in the city as a reason for them to not come, reaffirming her support in the work being done by the city's police department. Mayor Spencer says if they were to come, she'd like it to be for a different purpose.
I don't believe the National Guard should be involved in fighting crime, but where the National Guard has been helpful to the city of St. Louis in the past is in debris removal.
Mayor Spencer's team is reaching out to the mayors of other cities who have seen troops in their area. Governor Mike Kehoe says there are no plans in place, but he is open to the idea. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell's here with the weather impact forecast. Scott, some people saw some brief thunderstorms earlier today. What about in the next few days, especially as we head into the weekend?
You know, it just depends on location. All about location tonight. We have thunderstorms just off to the west of St. Louis. They're not severe, but they have been making some noise here across parts of Montgomery County into Lincoln County, spreading up towards Pike County, and you're getting some downpours too. And you look at this line that's advancing out farther to the east. We're starting to see some thunderstorms develop there as you get out into western portions of St. Charles County, going along the highway up from New Melly towards Forestel. But that line That darker green line you see, that's the outflow. That's your gusty winds. So we're seeing some of those gusty winds pressing into West St. Louis County, pressing into the Harvester area right now, into St. Peters and St. Charles. Your winds will pick up a little bit. There's a chance you'll see some shower or thunderstorm action develop behind that outflow boundary. But most of the storms are lifting more north than they are moving to the east. And so this is what we're looking at as we go through the evening and overnight hours. There's already a weakening trend for most of these showers and thunderstorms. That's expected to continue as we head into the overnight hours, which means there's not really much of a threat of severe weather. So just some rumbles of thunder, badly needed beneficial rainfall if you can get it. Tomorrow morning, maybe a few scattered showers out the door. Most of us probably don't see much tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about the rest of the weekend in just a few minutes.
Tonight, the Illinois Education Association is speaking out against any potential ICE raids near schools. This comes as the Trump administration's Operation Midway Blitz is underway in Chicago. The operation targets undocumented immigrants with criminal records. The IEA put out this statement saying, in part, quote, "No student should ever come to school afraid that their parent may not be there when they get home. No child should have to carry the weight of wondering whether their school and place of safety, learning, and support might become the site of a traumatic immigration enforcement action." An investment of more than $1 million is coming to the bi-state to step up security at Jewish establishments. The federal grant comes amid growing anti-Semitism nationwide. 5 News Eye's Brent Solomon is in the newsroom with a closer look at how those funds will be used to keep you safe. Brent?
That's right, Kelly. Local Jewish leaders tell me this isn't just about their community. It's about everyone, since many of their programs and events are to serve the public. Now, more than a dozen nonprofits in our area are getting a big security boost. This week, we told you Clayton police are looking for this person of interest after a hate crime last month on Westmoreland Avenue. 3 cars set on fire with anti-Semitic graffiti painted on the road. The cars belonged to the same family.
Our safety and security matters.
Michael Laurie is with the Jewish Foundation of St. Louis. The group is now working with several local organizations who just learned FEMA is awarding them a total of $1.5 million to boost security. We're talking synagogues, schools, camps, and other nonprofits.
It could come in the form of enhanced perimeters. It could come through cameras, through metal detectors and weapons detection systems.
At the National Council of Jewish Women's Believes fundraiser Thursday, a celebration of what the group does to give local children a helping hand to start the school year.
Backpacks and new shoes and winter coats and all their school supplies.
CEO Ellen Alper says the federal grant will help as they build a new and improved location on Lindbergh Boulevard.
For cameras, for outdoor lighting. Unfortunately, in today's world, we have to put in bulletproof glass in our vestibules. We have to put bollards, those big concrete poles in front of doors to stop someone from being able to drive through our front door. We'll have video security, camera security throughout the building and the parking lot.
It's about peace of mind while continuing a mission to serve.
Part of Jewish vibrancy means being able to come together to pray, to learn, to celebrate, and feeling confident and safe in being able to do so.
All right, this announcement coming just days before the Jewish community kicks off its High Holy Days observance, a period of prayer and repentance. Lori says this federal grant is the biggest local groups have seen in recent years.
Thanks, Brent. Washington University police are facing a lawsuit tonight relating to the pro-Palestine protest on campus last year. Caitlin Kilgo was, excuse me, one of the hundreds arrested during the protest in April of 2024. She was later arrested again in Eureka on what is called a wanted over an alleged stolen SWAT helmet. The wanted system allows for any Missouri officer to arrest anyone wanted for questioning. WashU put out the call and Eureka police held Kilgo for hours. Both parties are being sued for emotional distress. Tonight, we know the identity of a woman found in a tote bag in North St. Louis. Police say the body of 35-year-old Paige Kylenheider from Union was found earlier this week on Harney Avenue at Euclid. Her body was wrapped in a garbage bag and stuffed into a tote. St. Anne police say they booked her and released her on a warrant a month ago, but that was the last time anyone had seen her. A friend who asked to conceal her identity says Paige was a sweet woman who was always happy.
She seemed very outgoing and happy, and she was always nice to me. She didn't seem like she ever had anything bad to say about anybody.
Preliminary autopsy results didn't show any signs of trauma before she died. Investigators are still looking into the cause of death. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley joined many lawmakers in supporting the suspension of the Jimmy Kimmel Live show. ABC suspended the late show indefinitely after he made comments about Charlie Kirk's assassination. It came after the chair of the FCC criticized the monologue. Democrats are arguing the government is censoring free speech, while Hawley and other Republicans have been praising the decision.
Entitled under the First Amendment to say what he wants, but on the other hand, I applaud the move of Disney as corporate parent to say we think this is terrible.
At this hour, there's been no comment from Jimmy Kimmel or his show. Just hours from now, striking Boeing workers will vote on a contract they created. Workers with the Machinists Union have been on strike since early last month. They've rejected 3 proposals from Boeing. Now the union is going to vote on its own proposal to send over to Boeing. But Boeing says it won't accept and is moving forward with a plan to hire permanent replacement workers.
We're not going to just sit here and stand idly by while our members continue to walk the street. We're going to do what it takes and get everything we can on their behalf. They've been asking for assurances. There's no better way to get assurances than for us to find out exactly what it is through this type of vote to take care of the membership's wants and needs.
The vote's from 8 to 11 tomorrow morning. 6 years after her disappearance, a billboard brings hope.
Every little opportunity, something that we didn't know prior, brings a little light of hope.
The story of Betty Alexander and her family's desperate search for answers.
A stormy night to our west, but the heavy rain out to the west, it's stuck there. It's not a washout weekend for sure. We're back in 6 minutes to help you tide out the rain over the next few days.
Tonight, a new billboard is up for a 2019 missing persons case. Betty Alexander was last seen in Sullivan 6 years ago, and no clues have ever surfaced. We have been following this case since the investigation began 6 years ago. Justina Coronel was there from the beginning and spoke with Betty's daughter today.
I drive by here every day.
After years of waiting, there's a sign.
I was like, I need to get her on that billboard.
A sign to stay persistent, searching for Betty Alexander.
My mom was 69 when she went missing. She was last seen at her senior apartment complex in the middle of Sullivan on April 10th, 2019.
Billboards are limited around here in Sullivan, and this one just went up, an opening for her children.
It's something I've been fighting for, hoping for, to get her picture out there, hoping it helps.
The billboard flashes the most recent photo of Betty, a tip number, and a reminder of the $20,000 reward. In the last 6 years of the search, the billboard is a first.
The first 6 months was a fog.
A fog after Betty was last seen gardening outside her Sullivan home in 2019. Days later, her daughter, Tanya Miller, went to visit her.
And she was nowhere to be found.
Left behind, glasses sitting on the arm of the couch.
As soon as I saw that, I knew something was wrong.
And ever since the search for Betty began, with limited clues and no trace, the hands of time slowly crushed their hope.
Without having anything to try and do to follow up, I just feel like I failed her. I know I've done everything, but I feel like it's my job to bring her home.
A possible step closer this week.
Every little opportunity, something that we didn't know prior, brings a little light of hope that maybe this will be the one small step that'll line everything up.
The billboard's message brought in a brand new tip.
She was seen walking outside of Sullivan.
Seen on the day she disappeared, 5 miles away from home. A potential clue to a years-long cold case.
We just love and miss her, and like I said, like to bring her home.
And based on this tip, Missouri State Highway Patrol confirms they will search a specific area in Sullivan. In order to protect the investigation, we will not disclose that location just yet. If you have any information, you can anonymously call 573-860-5637. September is Hispanic Heritage Month, and St. Louis is celebrating in style. Tonight at City Hall, a celebration honoring the city's Hispanic community. It was a night of music, authentic food, and recognition of Hispanic culture and achievement in our city. The event was free to the public, and people got to meet a couple of special guests, Benji Molina and Polo Asensio, beloved radio announcers for the St. Louis Cardinals Spanish language broadcast.
Somebody that tells me, I don't understand what you're saying, but I love what you're saying. So to me, that's part of the new history of Latinos in St. Louis, and I am very happy to be part of it.
We love doing it. We do a job at the stadium as a broadcaster, but outside that, we need to put our voices out. We need to help out as many people we can.
The two broadcasters were honored along with a combat veteran and an entrepreneurial builder and advocate. A national book campaign kicked off in St. Louis schools this week. The May Book Project raises money to buy books for students, libraries, and introduces students to authors. It was started by a local Asian American student group that wanted more choices for their school libraries. This week, the May Book Project brought New York Times best-selling authors Brad and Julia Rue to meet with Brentwood middle and high schoolers today. The siblings are from St. Louis and encourage kids to write about their own heritage and stories.
Being able to look back and seeing our grandparents, our ancestors made it through these hardships and these difficult moments, I hope that it can inspire young people to then know that not only can we write our own stories, but we can also face our own moments today.
Julia Rue's new book is called The Last Tiger. Thanks to RGA, more than 2,000 kids got the chance to have a special assembly and get books. We're just a few days away from the Great Forest Park balloon race, and preparations are underway. Tonight, pilots who have arrived in St. Louis set up their balloons. They were supposed to do some test flights, but the weather kept the balloons on the ground. There are 50 pilots from all across the country who will take part in the race. Tomorrow is the Balloon Glow, where all of the balloons will light up and people have the chance to talk with the crews. The race is set for Saturday at 4:30. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell's back with the weather impact forecast, and it doesn't take much to ground those balloons, so the weather has to be pretty nice, Scott.
I think we're going to be okay on Saturday. It's not especially windy either, but this is going to be the problem. What's on the radar? Could there be rain? Well, tomorrow evening there's a chance we'll have a few scattered showers around over Forest Park during the evening. We had some pushing towards that area back in St. Charles County where the pilots were gathered earlier today. This is the current radar over the last hour. So you're watching kind of the storms develop behind the outflow boundary. That's what that big green line is that's advancing towards St. Louis. You have storms that popped up right about over Grafton and then stretching up just to the northeast of Hardin. You look back to the west, this is where we have some of the heavier rainfall right now. That's up Highway 61, going up towards Silex, Eolia, up to Bowling Green. Yes, you're getting some downpours. It's not going to last long enough, though, to make a huge difference. Yes, your lawn will get a little water here, but you already see that cell near Wentzville starting to weaken. So they're not lasting very long. We'd need them to last a lot longer and to be more widespread if this was going to really put a dent in the drought. Down 44, you're still looking at some rain down towards Rolla, some rumbles of thunder, all part of this big system. The upper level energy spinning here over the Dakotas, and eventually that's going to settle back in across the bi-state region. Probably stalls over us Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday, which means next week is potentially unsettled, which is not a bad thing. We are way behind on rain, so we need that rainfall. 94 degrees right now. Or for the high today, 64 was our low, 81 right now because of the cloud cover. Once that outflow comes through, temperatures will drop off. Still a few scattered showers, rumbles of thunder, most of us in the 60s. By tomorrow morning, there's not a whole lot left in terms of rainfall across the area. As we heat up into the 80s tomorrow afternoon, could there be some isolated showers and thunderstorms? That chance is there. It doesn't look all that widespread, though. We could use the widespread rain for sure. Your drought monitor came out this morning, and the drought has expanded. It's getting worse. We need rain. We need quite a bit of it, and it needs to be more of that gentle rain instead of downpours. The ground is so rock solid at this point. You get those downpours, most of that water just runs off quickly. Temperatures, well, they're going to stay comfortable because of the cloud cover. Our rainfall amounts a half an inch to an inch between now and, say, Monday night. Hopefully that doesn't impact the Mizzou game. Small chances that we'll see a spot shower or thunderstorm there around the Columbia area as we head towards Saturday evening. We know there'll be a lot of people at Mizzou. Yes, there will be. And we're talking temperatures in the 80s. It's a little more reasonable temperature-wise over the next few days because of the clouds and the rain chances. Saturday, for most of us, probably dry. Sunday, better rain chances. Sunday night into Monday, maybe Monday night, perhaps even into Tuesday. That's when those rain chances look a little more widespread. That could be very beneficial rain for us. Too soon to say.
Well, hopefully.
We'll take any we can get.
Absolutely. All right, here's Corey with sports.
Hockey season is here. We hit the ice with the Blues on the first day of training camp, coming up in sports. After the Cardinals and City SC seasons this summer, the opening of Blues training camp feels like a breath of fresh air. The Note are on the ice for one of their most anticipated seasons in recent memory. And judging by the big crowd out at Centene Community Ice Center for the first day of training camp, I'm not the only one ready for hockey season. Let's talk about the roster depth. You have veterans like Braden Shen, Colton Parayko, and Cam Fowler. Then you have guys in their primes like Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, and Dylan Holloway. And then you have young players on the horizon like Dalibor Dvorsky and Justin Carbonneau. It will be hard to crack this roster with so many established players already claiming spots, but Monty wants his veterans to help prepare guys like Dvorsky and Carbonneau for when it is their turn.
We want to give everybody the opportunity to play with NHL players, but we also want to give our NHL players, and some of the younger ones especially, the opportunity to make people better. You know, it's part of what we want to do as an organization. Is anytime someone comes in the fold and comes in the family, we're going to try and make them better. So you had a lot of two veterans with one young guy so that they could talk to them and communicate to them.
Here's one young Blues player that will have perhaps the most eyes on him at this training camp. Defenseman Logan Mailloux was acquired from Montreal this offseason for Zach Bolduc after Bolduc's breakout season. Mailloux is a former first-round pick, just 22 years old, and a towering presence on the blue line at 6'3". And the Blues think he has the talent to make an impact right away.
You know, I was honest with him. It's his job to lose. You know, told you what I thought we gave him Bolduc. It wasn't to get a career minor leaguer. So I think that he's done his things now where, you know, if he can make our team, we're going to grow with him. We're hoping to grow with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just got to kind of come in and earn it kind of every step of the way. I think just play my game and kind of show what I have, and hopefully I can contribute.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
City SC has just 4 games left this year. In a month, the 2025 season will be in the rearview mirror. I don't think too many people will be sad to see it go. However, in a down year, there have been a few positives in the finish. Last week, the club got its first road win and clean sheet under David Critchley. And all you have to do is ask the players. It may have been a bit too late, but things are better.
We finally going back to the way that we want to play. Also, Critch, he likes the ball a lot, so he gave a lot of options with the ball, not just against the ball. And yeah, as I say, I think we are in a good way. We are getting better week by week. Maybe it's a little too late, but yeah, it's just nice to see the team going the right direction again.
All Mizzou eyes are on South Carolina's quarterback. According to ESPN, things are trending towards Gamecocks QB Lenora Sellers suiting up to play against the Tigers this Saturday. Sellers took a big hit to the head in last week's loss to Vanderbilt. It's no secret that Sellers is dynamic, and his presence changes the Mizzou defense.
He's listed as preseason All-SEC first-team quarterback for a reason. That would tell us all he's a cut above. He's got a unique build and frame. He's really strong, hard to tackle in the pocket, hard to wrap up, makes incredible decisions and plays when the play is broken down.
Tomorrow night will be Clayton Kershaw's final regular season start at Dodger Stadium. Today, Kershaw announced he will retire at the end of the season. He won 3 Cy Young Awards, the 2014 MVP, and recently became the 20th pitcher in baseball history with 3,000 strikeouts. In St. Louis, though, he's always going to be synonymous with Matt Adams and Matt Carpenter, like you're seeing right here, although I think he'd like to forget those postseason moments. That'll do it for sports, Kelly.
All right, thanks, Corey. When we come back, the Clydesdales are duplicating a look at the newest members of the Warm Springs Ranch. 2 Budweiser Clydesdales have joined the herd at Warm Springs Ranch in Boonville. Cuteness alert. Look at this. One's a filly, the other's a colt. Both recently born Clydesdales foals they stand about only 3 feet tall and weigh at about 150 pounds and can walk within hours of being born. And you can see Clydesdales up close at the main event behind the reins this weekend at the ranch.
You and I have both been there, I know.
Yes.
It is so cool.
I love
awesome.
it. And they're so adorable.
Yes.
Yes.
They're pretty. They are. They're just so
They
majestic.
are.
All right, not so majestic these storms tonight. They're noisy for some of us, especially north and west of St. Louis. They are not severe, and we're not expecting severe weather, but some of us will get some decent rain overnight, maybe a quarter to a half an inch.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us at 10. Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis. That begins at 5 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.